In this video, we'll talk about the 4 types of introverts. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel, Psychology Pub, to get instant updates on our brand new content. You can also check out the link in the description box for a special offer. There was a time in the past when introversion was a misunderstood trait. People gravitated more towards the outgoing ones, while the quiet ones who kept to themselves weren't given the same attention. But it wasn't until the likes of Mark Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett, J.K. Rowling, even superstars like Michael Jordan came to light as introverts when society started giving recognition. If you also identify as one, people nowadays are more respectful of your boundaries. They now understand your decision of staying home on a Friday night instead of being amongst a crowd of people in a club. And if you were there, you'd be sitting in one corner by yourself as the others danced the night away. Now that the reserved ones are getting their shine, we'll take a look at the 4 types of introverts. We'll also throw in some self-care tips to help you get by a lot better. Social introvert. This is the person you'll think of first when the word introvert comes to mind. Social introverts prefer solitude over being amidst other people, even their closest kin. They're the ones who would choose to read a book while enjoying a glass of wine while all their friends are out partying. They will say yes to the occasional get-togethers, but only if they're amongst people they know well. Now, it's easy to confuse social introversion with social anxiety. The difference, however, is that the former avoids large crowds because they want to, not because of anxiety. Apart from avoiding those large gatherings, you know you're a social introvert if you find great joy in spending time with yourself. You're completely fine with solo dates and vacations, and if you are in a relationship, it's typical for you to want some alone time to recharge and help you get back in the groove of things. Sometimes you may say yes to invites without the real intention of showing up, and in some cases, this could be a cause of tension with people you're close with. So, how do you deal with yourself as a social introvert? First and foremost, embrace your introverted nature. If you do need to disappear for a while to get your head straight, do so, by all means. Second, don't try to step out of your shell if you don't feel like it. Don't give in to peer pressure, or worse, try to be an extrovert. It also helps to give yourself some moments of isolation, especially after a day filled with noise from the presence of others. That, in itself, could already be too daunting, and it is important to give yourself that long, much-deserved moment of silence. But remember, don't isolate yourself too much, especially from close friends and family. You will need a support system to help you go through life. Keep close ties with these people who understand and accept you for who you are. Now, when it comes to romantic engagements, social introverts are known to have relative success, whether they meet the person online or in real life. According to experts, that's because they're known to be analytical individuals who follow their intuition. That, therefore, enables them to make better decisions for themselves. Anxious introvert. On the flip side of the social introvert coin are the anxious introverts. They bear the typical quiet demeanor, but they will appear to be more nervous and on the edge. And unlike social introverts, they will likely fold or clam up in the presence of a large group of people. Because of that anxiety, they can come off as avoidant or a snob. And this could come off as rude behavior and rub other people the wrong way. You know you're an anxious introvert when you find yourself catastrophizing an upcoming social gathering, whether it's something as nerve-wracking as a first date or a supposed fun event like a high school reunion. Now, life as an anxious introvert can be tough, but there are ways to make things easier. For one, take note of specific situations that cause you anxiety. Then do some research on how you can handle them better. It also helps to speak to someone about your experiences. Ideally, you'd want them to be people close to you who understand your situation and won't cast judgment. They will be able to give you suggestions on how to go about living life as an anxious introvert. As for your bouts with anxiety, healthy practices like regular exercise and mindfulness meditation can help smoothen the bumpy ride. Dating can also be a bit challenging, but it doesn't always have to be disastrous. Keep the first few dates within your comfort zone. Once you feel at ease with each other, that's when you can try to be a bit more adventurous. Restrained introvert. Otherwise known as the inhibited introvert, restrained introverts are the reserved type of folks who move to a slower beat compared to everyone else around them. they can come across as unemotional to some people. You can't expect them to spring into action upon waking up or after a long lull. They will instead take their time and operate at their own pace. Restrained introverts are known to think before they speak and act, which makes them respectable across the board. But you can't count on them to say yes to a spontaneous road trip or make an impulse purchase. As a restrained introvert, you're also prone to stress, especially when you're not given ample time to prepare for an important day, event, or trip. To make things easier for you, it would help to allot a few hours in the morning or even the night before to compose yourself and get yourself ready. When talking to others, give yourself enough time to gather your thoughts. It's okay to pause from time to time and think about what you're about to say. You can even take deep breaths in between if you have to. Most importantly, prioritize de-stressing yourself. Take some time to relax and unwind after a long day. Also, keep close ties with family and friends. Try not to isolate yourself too much. Now, in terms of cultivating romantic interests, don't rush things. Let things flow naturally. Get to know the person without forcing moments to happen. The best way for your relationship to thrive is by getting to know the person well enough before making huge leaps. Thinking introvert. Last but certainly not least, we have the thinking introverts. As the name suggests, these people are highly cognitive in nature. They find peace in reading a book, studying for an exam, researching a topic, and doing some investigative work. Just like restrained introverts, they won't give you an answer or a decision without sitting down and thinking about it. One thing you'll notice about thinking introverts is that they have a lot of moments when they appear to be lost in thought. While they are physically present during conversations, their mind is elsewhere, thinking about other things. Thinking introverts tend to do a lot of introspection and have a deep sense of self-awareness. They can be deeply creative to a point that they'd be able to conjure up their own fantasy world, filled with vivid details. There's definitely nothing wrong with constant thinking. However, having too many thoughts is likewise unhealthy. If you feel like your head is about to explode, let some of those thoughts out through writing on a journal or blogging. You can also channel them into other creative pursuits. While you're at it, find yourself a career that would cater to your introversion. Whether it's being a software developer, an engineer, a digital marketing or social media professional, or an architect, find a way to put your personality to good use. And just like every other introvert on this list, don't lose touch with your main support system. They'll always be there to help you during times of need. Now, when it comes to dating, it would be helpful for thinking introverts to be upfront about their introversion. If you're asked a question, don't hesitate to request some time to think about a response. Failing to do this may cause a misinterpretation of your silence, which could ultimately cause some tension. Based on these descriptions, you should have a better idea of what type of introvert you are. And once you get to know yourself in a deeper way, you'll now be able to navigate these social waters a lot better. Being an introvert doesn't mean you can't have a healthy social life. With the help of this video, hopefully, you can do better at school, at work, or in any social setting. Thanks for watching. We do hope you enjoyed this video and that you got something out of it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and notification bell to get instant updates on our brand new content.